Hello and welcome everyone. I am Linda Israel and thank you so very much for being here at my live stream on YouTube. I go live every Monday at 3:45 p.m. Central Standard Time unless I'm on vacation or something else comes up, but generally I'm live or I have a premiere video that you can come and watch. If you're watching this as a replay after the live stream has ended and you're on a computer, you can look for the little gear at the bottom of the screen and change the speed. If you're on a mobile device, generally the three little dots at the top, you can use those to change the playback speed to get through it a little faster, because generally my live streams last around 2 to 2.5 hours. I want to thank Robin for being my moderator and administrator and note taker throughout the live stream. She is generally my one right-hand woman, if you will, and I am so thankful to have her. She also is an administrator of the Friendly Junk Journal People Facebook group. Occasionally, if she's not available, one of the other administrators will come over and help me, or a friend will help me moderate the video today. If you have questions, please feel free to put those in all caps and I'll do my best to answer those questions. If I don't see it, please ask again. Or if you know the answer to somebody's question, please answer it. Hey, if you have a YouTube channel, please feel free to share with us by saying, hey, I have a YouTube channel and this is what I do on it. You won't be able to share a link, but you can at least talk about your YouTube channel. Let's keep the chat upbeat, friendly, and helpful. If you are having a great day, let us know. But honestly, we don't want the negative, what is going on in the world right now, because we are here to escape that, to be inspired, to be friendly, and have some fun. During the live stream, you have an opportunity to earn junk bucks. You can type !bucks to see how many that you have once Junkie Joe is up, because this is preliminary and I've pre-recorded this. Once you have 2,000 junk bucks, you can redeem those by typing a ward and you can get a $10 off coupon to my shop. How do you earn junk bucks? Just by being here, chatting with us. So make sure that you speak up in the chat so that Junkie Joe registers that you're here, and by playing the in-chat games, and then also whenever you make donations. Occasionally I have raffles. In fact, right now there should be Junkie Joe coming up. You can type !raffle just as that says, and you can enter the raffle to win 200 junk bucks. If you make a donation during my live stream, do go over to my website at lindaisrael.com. You can see the name scrolling across the bottom here, and create a user account. Once you've created a user account on my website, make sure that you use the contact me form and say, hey, my name is on YouTube and I donated, and then I can get you added to the YouTube donator membership on my website. What does that do? Well, a member of my website in the YouTube donator membership gets 5% off orders in my shop, gets several digital downloads for free, and during the live stream when you donate, you get a chance to win the journal that I raffle off at the very end. Throughout the live stream, I will have different raffles giving away prizes. If you will type !raffle when you see those come up, then you can have a chance to win those items. We're going to get started here in just a moment. Thank you so much for being here today. When the video is over, come back and leave a comment. Tell me what you liked about today's video, or if you have questions and you're watching this as a replay, use that comment section down below. Also, look in the description box to links to the Friendly Junk Journal People Facebook group, as well as by Linda Israel, my Instagram, Twitter, my website, and generally I try to update the products that I use, and those links are in the description box as well. All right, well, let's get started. Okay, I hope we're live. Are we there? Is everybody here? Can you hear me? Poor Margie. Thank you so much for being here, everybody. I hope you can hear me. I hope that you're having an amazing Monday. Thank you for hanging out with me today. If you would, speak up in the chat, especially if you're new. And of course, all of my favorites that are here, I greatly appreciate you hanging out with me. How is everybody? Y'all doing okay? I'm giving just a moment. I see, yep. All righty. Thank you so much for being here. So I've been working on an oversized journal. So I'm going to show you a little bit of what I have done. So let me grab the main part of it. So I have these covers, or a cover that has about 12 inches tall by 9.25 inches wide. Hello everybody. And it has about 1.5 inches spine, which I now know that I'm going to end up cutting this out and making a different spine. My goal is to have 3 signatures with about 5 pages each. This right now is just 3 sheets that I have embellished, and I have more. So I'm thinking about doing I'm trying to remember the technique. It's either Copic binding or Japanese stab binding, basically where you can take each page and stack them side by side and then bind them. That may be what I will do. I'm not there yet. We're still working on parts of this. So here is one of the pages that we made a couple weeks ago. It has lots of embellishments. It flips out this way, and then when you flip this over, you have more goodies. And then I have another page, and again this flips out and has more goodies. As you can see, it has a lot going on in it. Someone had asked me if I had a tutorial on how to make this stacked envelope. I don't recall recording this. I'm not positive if I just made this. Basically, it was just taking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 envelopes, and I just glued them across the back, and then I just added paper on top of it. It's not that difficult. If I do find a tutorial, or if I have time to do one, I will definitely let you know. So let me move this out of the way. What I am thinking of doing is using part of this old t-shirt that I found in my stash that has this butterfly image on it. I may use this paired with some other fabric for my outside cover. I was just collecting stuff, okay? Thank you so much, Julie. Then last week, let me find it. Where is it? Oh, there it is. So last week we started this page, and I have made some other elements to put in here, so we may do some different stuff. I don't know yet. But last week I showed how to make these little beady tiny pockets to put on top of these bigger pockets. I made this little folded faux envelope, if you will, that you could use for additional writing space. And then I showed making a few journal cards. This was some coffee dyed paper that I sprayed with Tattered Angels Glimmer Mist. And here is another one. And then over here I did the same, just made a shorter one. Put that back in there. Come on, cooperate with me. It always does that when I'm live, right? And then I made these little bitty, I don't know, single page booklets out of, this was a gel print, and that was some of Norella's graph paper, rubber stamp. So I've made a few little things. The other side, we didn't do anything with yet, okay? So this is what the other side is. Basically, this was scrapbook paper that I cut down to fit into my journal, the size that I wanted. And then I started grabbing some other elements that I have. So this is one of Norella's digital images. I trimmed it down to be 4 inches wide. And then I think this was 4.5 inches wide. Let me get my ruler. Yeah, so that was 4.5 inches wide. It's just some text weight copy paper that I have in a different color. And I stitched around that outside edge and glued it down. I used some fabric here. This was just some scrapbook cardstock that I had in my stash. And then I made some pages. So let me kind of open this up. So this was some paper that I Tattered Angel sprayed, and then I did a stencil. This is the Ribbon Rose stencil. Over here, this is some scrapbook paper that I stenciled the, I think it's Little Daisies or More Little Daisies. There's 2 of them. Scrapbook paper. This is a book page that I just folded up the edge and glued it so that there's a little pocket. And then I laid a stencil and mopped up with this side. Over here is one of these tear off notepad papers. So I have a whole stack of these that I picked up a long time ago. And so I just glued that on top for some writing space. And then here's another Tattered Angels Glimmer Mist page. And you can kind of go back the other direction. This one, instead of cutting off that piece of paper, I made it a pocket. And then of course there's a pocket here. So I haven't really embellished this. I thought maybe what we could do today is kind of finish out the design of this page. I did make a whole bunch of thingies, and I'll show those to you as we go. You like that shimmer, didn't it, pretty Lori? Thank you so very much. Hey Norma, hey Robin, hey Sheila, and I think I saw some other Sally and Julie. Thank you so much for being here. I think I saw somebody way at the beginning. Ada, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you all for hanging out with me today. All right, so I need a way for this to attach to the page. So it is 6 inches wide. What should we do? Should it be a long, skinny belly band, or should we put a pocket in so that this will stay? Because I'm afraid if it's a belly band, it would slide out. I've got a few things laying around on my desk, and honestly, I'm thinking of maybe I just have some scrapbook paper cardstock here. Let's see what I can do. I'm going to cut this. Let's cut it at 5 3/4. And what is this? This is 6 1/2. So if we did 6 1/4, or 3 1/4, sorry, 3 1/4, that would kind of make a pocket here that we could put. I'm just trying to make sure that it fits. Yeah, it fits just inside. All right, so let's do this. Let's take these pieces, and I'll go ahead and do both of them. That way I have them. So I'm going to grab some strips of paper and my distressing ink. Happy late birthday, Robin. Sorry, I've been so busy. I've been working at the shop. I even work Saturday at the shop. Just a lot of busy time for me and my husband right now. I've been having a busy week. Friday we went out for, we call it date night. So we went out to eat dinner at a restaurant, and when I got home from the restaurant, I took a shower because I knew it was kind of going to be a long night at home, and I wanted to wash my hair so it would have time to air dry. And when I got out of the shower, my husband noticed that, I don't even think you can see it today, but can you kind of see these little red welts on my arm? I broke out in a rash just on my arms, my upper arms. It did not itch, but it hurts to touch it. And so I immediately took some Benadryl and trying to get the swelling to go down. And I have been just tired and wore out ever since. I have no idea what I had an allergic reaction to. We've eaten at that restaurant before, eaten the same thing. The only thing we did different really is we split a pina colada. Henry and I don't really drink a lot, but I wanted a pina colada, and we just said, okay, we'll split one, because we're not drinking it to be, you know, get buzz, so to speak. We just drink it just because we like the flavor. And I don't know if they use something different in the beverage, but I had an allergic reaction and I do not know what it was. So we're going to be careful from now on. What I have to drink when we go out into public. It's funny because Henry and I really don't go out very often. And Henry said, hey, let's go. And they, the place we go, they have fish. It's I think it's fried cod, and we really like it, which is funny because Henry doesn't like fish, but he likes the fried cod from there. And I said, okay, well, let's do that. And then I get home and I'm like, this doesn't feel right. And I didn't really notice it at first. Henry's the one that saw it. And then it wasn't until later that I felt bad and that my arm hurts. In fact, it's still sore. It almost reminds me of when I got a vaccine shot, you know, in the past, or any kind of a shot that I got in the arm. I know, it's weird. All right, so I'm gonna let that dry for a moment. And I'm gonna go ahead and glue this down. So what am I doing? I'm adding these little 1-inch by wherever the length of that book page was, strips, so that I can use the full width of this pocket. So my journal that I made will fit down inside of it. And I think what we're going to do is go over to the sewing machine here in a moment. Try to let it dry for a little bit. Hey, Janice, welcome, welcome, welcome. So I had an exciting weekend. I worked Saturday, like I said, and I worked a little bit yesterday in the studio, as you could say, my craft room, getting things prepped for today. I did a session of just stamping some items. Yeah, what was in that drink? I don't know. We had it made with Malibu rum, and it's called a pina colada. So one of my friends said maybe they weren't using real pineapple juice. There's a synthetic pineapple juice out there now, apparently. So I may have to try to figure out what was in it. I don't know if I should just go back and call them and say, hey, what was that? All right, so we're going to go over to the sewing machine. I'm going to give it just a moment, but we'll talk about it. And whenever you want to sew something on your sewing machine, you want to make sure that your machine's clean, it's ready to go. In my case, I have black thread in the upper and in the lower, and I've got it set for a zigzag stitch. We want to make sure that whatever we're stitching upon doesn't have wet glue that's dry. And I don't use very much glue when I'm putting these little tabs on, so it'll take it just a moment for it to dry. And basically just take your time and have fun with it. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if that was the case, but wonder what it was, right? Okay, so move that. I got a paper cutter down here at my feet. All right, so I'm going to go across here. I've got it set for zigzag. Also, you want to use a newer thread, not a thread that has been laying around for a while, because you'll just hate the frustration of the thread breaking. And I'm just going to do a zigzag stitch right across the top here. And just kind of gently feeding it through till I get to the other side. And then when I get to the other side, I leave the needle down and then raise the pressure foot and then rotate this around. And I'll just do this all the way around. Making pockets like this is, one of those things that if you just sit down for a few minutes and just cut a bunch of paper and If you want to add the little tabs like this, you can. Some people like to punch out a half circle here. I don't always do that because I like the stitches across the top. But if you like that look, be my guest. This is cardstock. It's a scrapbook cardstock. It's not super thick. So if you like yours thicker, you can make it thicker by adding another piece of paper. Sometimes I will glue a whole another piece of book page behind there. But I find for the most part, this cardstock thickness is okay for pockets in a journal. To the other side. Alrighty. So we got that stitched. Oh, gotta get in it to win it. See, certain seafood gives you a rash, you rarely eat it. See, and I love seafood. I will eat, when we go on our cruises, I'll order fish. I order salmon, and we'll order the Dover sole, shrimp, crab, that kind of stuff. All right, so we got these two pieces, and yeah, it did not blister. It's not the shingles, Sally, because the shingles, my husband has the shingles, or has had the shingles, and they start in one area and then migrate across. They don't do bilateral arms from everything we read, and they went away. So they've gone down since I've had it. With Henry with the shingles, they got continuously worse. So mine has not gotten any worse. So I just think it's an allergic reaction to something that I ate. Oh, thank you, Ada, for your donation. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I greatly appreciate it. You got hives from antibiotics. Well, see, when I was in high school, I had just qualified for the honor band for a special event, and I didn't feel good. I had hives that showed up in the elbows of my arms, under my armpits, the backs of my knees, and I felt terrible. I didn't know what it was. I didn't feel good. So my mom took me to the doctor, and the general practitioner, if you will, he came in and swabbed my throat and says, "Congratulations, you have mono." I didn't know that I had mono, but part of, running around, I was in high school marching band. I was head drum major of the marching band. I was also the president of my 4-H club. So I was constantly going, and it's a immune attacking virus, I guess you could say, that you can pick up. It's airborne, and apparently I got mono. And they thought it was funny. I was not happy about that. Well, mono, if you don't know, attacks your spleen, and that's why you have to stay home and rest, because your spleen can get enlarged, and if you are not careful, it could rupture. So I was not happy, but I got over it. It didn't take me too long to get over it. You got mono from your first kiss? Oh, Lori, it wasn't from kissing. It was just being close to them. They call it the kissing disease, but it's more than that. It's actually airborne. All right, I like that. I think I want to put a little something on here, and I just saw this. So I've got this little butterfly. This is one of Norella's butterflies, and I have a punched shape and a book page. I think I'll just put it on here. We'll put it as a tuck spot, so I'll just glue across there and there, like so. Okay. All right, we'll give that a moment to dry. So then I want to put something on this side. Now, yes, I did make a whole bunch of pocket things, but I think I want something different on this side. So I'm kind of looking around. I think what I'll do, let's find a couple of, maybe a gel print. Here's a book page that I turned into a gel print. See if I've got something else to go with. You know, that kind of like this pink. This is a thinner paper, so I'm going to grab a couple of book pages. Let me see where my, got a book here that I keep handy. So I'll just grab a couple of book pages out so I'll have them. Okay. So let's see, maybe 5 1/4 inches. Is that what I want to do? Let's see what this one is. So that's 5 1/4. Do I want to do 5 3/4? Let's do 5 3/4. So I'm going to cut this, set that aside, and I think I want it to be, let's do 2 1/2 inches tall. What does that make this one? 2 3/4. That's okay. We'll have both of those, so I sometimes like to make more than one at a time, so I have it. Put that over there. What is this? 6 inches, so we'll make that one 3, just so we can get a couple. All right, so we've got these pieces. Let's add some distress inks to the edges. Yeah, it's not a disease to make fun of, or a virus, and it can also stay dormant in your body, so you can be affected by it later in life, as what else I had learned about it. But it's interesting what it does to our body, and what our body does to viruses, huh? No, it's airborne. It is not just from contact. It is airborne. There were several kids that came down with it at my school, and I did not have contact with those kids, but we do have a water fountain, and I had drank from the water fountain. Okay, I'm trying to decide, do I want to just glue this on here? I think that's what I'll do. I'll glue this as a solid piece, and then I'll trim it out, and then I'll have a self-made gussets, if you will. So I'm just going to glue the whole thing down. Like so. I'm going to smooth this out. I'll glue this one too. And by doing basically 4, I'll have extras that I can use on other pages in this journal. All right, so I'm just going to leave a space and glue this one down. All right, we'll set that aside to dry for a moment, and then do these other 2. Hey, April, welcome, welcome, welcome. So glad to have you here. So that was my weekend of trying to figure out what I was allergic to. Hopefully we won't have that issue again in the future. I hope, I hope, I hope. So I don't eat a lot of things out whenever we go out, and we pretty much stick to the same thing. Okay. So what has everybody been working on? What have you been doing? I haven't had a lot of time to work in my studio this week like I had wanted to. Hoping maybe this week I'll have a little bit more time. I know I have a lot of work to do tomorrow when I get to the shop. But, you know, it is what it is. You're welcome. All right, so I'm going to cut this apart here. So I'm just leaving a little bit of an edge so I can use that to fold my pocket into place, if you will.
just a little bit of a border all the way around. Put all my strips back over here. All right, so we got those two. All right, we're gonna go back to the sewing machine in a moment, and we're gonna stitch around these pieces. And I'll look to see what I have that we can add to our pockets as well. Oh yeah, and I have another little technique that I want to do, so maybe we'll do that here in just a moment. All right, so I've got these pieces, and I know this is the top, so I'm going to go ahead and fold this over, and that will just give that top portion of the pocket a little bit more strength since it was a book page weight. And I'm just going to glue that down. And I'm going to set that on my sewing machine. We're going to go to the sewing machine in just a few minutes. So I'll let this all come together. You've rearranged the living room 3 rhymes, you don't like it? And working. I understand that. I can't rearrange the living room because our dog Oreo has gone blind, and we moved something not too long ago, and he kept running into things because he's gauged where the furniture and everything is now, and so if we move something, he runs into it. So we won't be moving furniture for a long time. Well, I hope it's a long time before we lose Oreo. It's rather sad to, he'll get down to go do something, and if there's something in the way, he runs into it. And I'm like, oh, I forgot we didn't move that. Now, we're gonna go to the sewing machine in just a moment. But while we're waiting on that, I'm gonna do something here. So I've got 2 book pages that I glued together just for a little bit of thicker paper, and I have the henna mandala. I need to clean it real fast because I know it has black ink on it, so I'm just gonna kind of clean it just a little bit so it doesn't come free. And let's see, I've got some gold embossing powder. Yep, let's do that. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do real fast. I'm waiting on that glue to dry for the other pages. I want to stamp this in a couple of places here. All right, so I'm going to dip this in the embossing powder. I need my little spoon. Hear it. Where is it? There it is. I'm just going to go over that with gold embossing powder. All right, so I got a couple of spots, so I'm going to do it some more because sometimes you can't really see where you've stamped. I think I want a scrap of paper so I don't stamp it on my background too much here. And let's go over here. Ah. And let's go right here. All right. Rotate this. All right, so that's got some embossing powder on there. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'll put my, now whenever you use embossing ink, you want to clean your stamp, whatever kind of ink it may be, because it will kind of make your stamps sticky. All right, so I'm gonna light this over here and let's heat this up real fast. Impact windows. Well, have fun doing that. Talk about the hives, spending all your money. You'll like them better, I'm sure. All right, so I'm just using my heat tool to heat up the embossing powder. I'm waiting until it gets nice and shiny, and then I'll move my heat tool to another section. I'm tilting it so I can see the embossing powder melt. And remember, if you're using embossing powder, that you don't want your face right over it. If you're going to do a lot of embossing, I would recommend that you put on a mask so that you don't get those particles in your breathing. I did a whole bunch of embossing once for a, what was it? It was a wedding anniversary, and I think it was like 200 invitations that I made, and they were all embossed. I used a lot of embossing powder, let me tell you. And when I got done, I had a sinus infection because they didn't wear a mask. Breathing and all that stuff. Okay. I want to do this real fast before we start sewing because I want to use some Tattered Angels Glimmer Mist on here. And I want it to dry so I can use that piece after we're done sewing. Okay. Almost got it. Looks like it's all embossed. Okay, good. You know, any mask that you have, just to, you know, if it worked for COVID, it'll work for these particles because you're just trying to keep from breathing it in. All right, so I'm going to lay this in here, and I'm grabbing a few colors of some Tattered Angels Glimmer Mist. I've got a blue, a pink, kind of a purple color. So now what I'm going to do is just spray this in a couple of spots. Add a little bit of color. All right, now I'm just going to set this aside to dry for a few minutes. All right, let's go over to the sewing machine. You're welcome. All right, so I'm just going to stitch around these really fast. Again, making some more pockets. The glue is definitely dry now because I've given it enough time. Go down this way. Okay. All right, so I did that one. Let's do the next one. I don't know, I'm not talking to you. I'm just sitting here concentrating on sewing. I don't know why, it just happens that way. I didn't even get my earbuds out to listen to some music today. A lot of times I'll listen to music while I'm working, but I was so busy trying to get things ready today, I forgot to get my earbuds out so I could turn some music on. I think I'm about ready to start doing some more mixed media stuff. We haven't done gel printing in a while, so I'm thinking that I'm going to be doing some gel printing soon. And what else? Oh, for March, the challenge is going to be to complete an unfinished object, a UFO. I've already done one video this past month about a UFO, and I've got another UFO that I saw the other day, so I'm going to get that out and finish it, and I'll record it so that it can encourage you to get in your stash of things that you have started but didn't finish, and take a picture of it before you do anything, and then make the item and then share a photo. That'll be in the Friendly Junk Journal People Facebook group. Okay. When you first started watching you, I said to myself, you're never going to start sewing, but now you are. Well, good. I'm glad you're having fun. I hope you're enjoying that. Okay, so I'm just going to trim these corners. I think I'll just set this one aside, but I want this one today. All right, so I know I want that one. And let's do this one. So I'll cut this one. Okay. Just clean this off. I'm about due to change my paper. I have a paper over my glass mat that was given to me by Margie. Because it was glaring. All right, so I've got a little bit of a Tattered Angels that's pooled up on top. So I'm just grabbing a paper towel piece so I can kind of rub it over where it might be resisting on top of the embossed area. So you can see a little bit that came off there. Okay, I'm kind of liking that. It's still a little damp. I can feel it from the back side, so I'm just going to kind of dry it a tiny bit. I think I'm going to set that aside for a moment. Earlier, I took some strips of paper. I think I did a technique a while back where I showed you how to make some journal cards using strips of paper. That was a tutorial that I did. And I had these strips left over, and I thought, well, why not use these? So I've got a heart here. Let me grab a, whoa, almost had a catastrophe. Almost. Okay, I've got a Sharpie here. And I've got a heart that is from my chipboard pieces. So I'm gonna look at this. I think if I kind of do it like this, because for some reason I can't ever cut out a heart freehand that looks right. It always looks weird to me. So I thought I would use something like this to create a couple of embellishments. Okay, and let's see, maybe that may be too far to the edge. Let's go like this. All right, so I just got a couple of hearts there, and I'm just going to cut this out using my Fiskars scissors. It's two thicknesses of paper in a sense, because you got your book page that I use for the foundation, and I just glued the strips on top. What do you think? Just made a little heart. What looks dull? Bright shiny gold. There are different kinds. There are some antique gold ones, and then there's some bright gold ones. So yes, you would have to kind of look to see what's on the market to know if you've got the right kind and get the shiny kind. Oh, there's another heart. Let's do one more, just so we have it. I don't know why we like, as a majority, the heart shape. I see a lot of heart artwork out there. I'm going to throw this bit away. Set this over here. Now, if you want your outside edge to be a little bit bolder, you could take a marker. Now this is where you got to take your time. And I'm just tracing around that outside edge just a little bit. Oops. See, you have to be careful. You could deliberately make little marks in, and I think I'm going to do that. Just kind of made a little mark all the way around. Like this, you can use up all of your scraps this way. You know, make little shapes. You can do hearts, you can do stars. Whatever little embellishment that you want. Let's do that again. Okay. Okay. Just adding a little bit to that edge. All right, let's put this up here. I have this piece, so what do I want to do with it? I kind of like the background. I don't know, I was trying to decide if I just wanted to add a little piece. I'm going to do this. I'm going to trim off where there's no writing. I know, I'm creating scraps. That's what happens. And I think I just want to strip. So let's see what I can do here. I kind of want to measure it. So I'm going to flip this over for a minute. And if I do it at 2.5 inches, let's see what happens. And let's do it at maybe 3.25. I wonder if I can get another one out of this. All right, so I got two little pieces here. Let's add some distressings to them. Poke, poke, nudge, nudge. All right, y'all enter the raffle if you would, please. You have 3 daisy punches. Oh, that would be a fun one to do, to just cut out some different book pages that you've painted or gel prints. Okay. So what if I were to take this guy and put it on top of that? Do we like the way that makes it? I think maybe we need to put some stitches on there, and I think I also want to add some more book strips to the back of it. Doesn't have to go all the way, but let's do this. Let's add one here. Y'all enter the raffle if you haven't already, and we'll draw a winner of 200 junk bucks. And let's go ahead. How far up can I go? It's right to there. Okay, let's do it right there, like so. All right. Okay. Cut this piece off. Cut this piece off. Cut this at an angle here and here, and we're going to go to the sewing machine and I'll stitch around this. All right, let me glue these, and I may make a different thing. I don't know. I was going to do this on both, but I think I'm going to change up my mind here. I've got another embellishment that I think I can use. So I'll just save this one for another day. Okay. All right, so I got that one ready. So I'm gonna get rid of all these pieces here. All righty, y'all ready? Okay. The winner of 200 junk bucks is Sheila. Congratulations, Sheila. All right, we're gonna do this. Let's reset. Let's do round keychain. All right, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna give away 2 of these. 2 winners, I think is what we'll do here in a moment. So I made these keychain. They are a tutorial that I made showing how to use calico collage images inside these acrylic keychain things. I think you could used to be able to get them at Hobby Lobby. This piece comes out and then you can put whatever you want on the inside, photographs, whatever. And I had these laying around. I thought, well, I'll share them with y'all. Okay, so I'm gonna go to the sewing machine real fast. And I'm gonna stitch around this little piece here. Gives a little bit of a decorative edge. You could also stamp it, or you could do the marker technique that I showed a few minutes ago. So now that's been stitched around. It likes it. Go ahead and enter the raffle if you haven't already. All right, so which one? I'm thinking this one. I'm gonna set this one aside. All right, I'm gonna glue this one down. On here. This is gonna go on there, but I think I want a word maybe. Let's see what I have here. I have the word memories. We could do that. Maybe we'll do that one. Okay, so let's do this. I'm gonna fold this part over. And fold this one up. All right, can't get a hold of it. Hercules is dreaming. I hear him back behind me going, ooh, 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 in his sleep. Okay, so then this piece is going to go right there. So I'll use these little tabs to glue it down. You know what, I just realized this is a gel print, so sometimes Aleene's tacky glue won't stick to a gel print. So I'm just going to add a little bit of some Fabri-Tac. Okay. So now when I put this down, give it just a moment. I'll use my acrylic block on here. Close up my glue. Alrighty. Time for a drink. Okay, so while that's drying for a moment, on this one, I want to add another little half pocket, if you will, or partial embellished pocket. So I made these earlier. Let me find one. I took some gel prints and I folded them. So like this one is a 5 and a quarter inch square. And then I think this was a 4 and a quarter inch square. And I think this one may have been 3 and something. I don't know, it was just different pieces. I kind of like that bright yellow on there. So let's glue this down on that side. So I'm just going to add a little bit of glue and then glue this down over here. All right, let's look at our page. And I still have this word that I haven't used yet, but I've got it out here in case we want it. So I was going to put one up there and one down here. So let's fold this over. Oh, well, Sally, you're playing the in-chat games, and those are adding junk bucks to your account. And once you have 2,000 junk bucks in your account, because you're watching my video, you're chatting with me, you're playing the in-chat games, then you can redeem those for a $10 off coupon to my shop. So that's what the junk bucks are in the in-chat games that you're seeing. So you just won 35 junk bucks in that one. If you type exclamation point bucks, it will show you how many junk bucks you have. All right, so I want to make sure that I got this over far enough that I'm not into the fold of my page. So here's this piece. And I think I want to put this one far enough down. Let me find, I made some little cards. Oh, here's one. So if I put this in here, okay, that'll be enough. So I don't want to put it too far up. I cut up some scrapbook paper and made some real simple journal cards, and then I've got some calico collage journal cards I want to use as well. So I'm thinking right about in here. So again, I want to make sure that I'm not getting into the fold. All right, so we've got the word memory. So I glued that so where there's a tuck spot. And I'm thinking maybe we need a little piece of fabric behind that. Let's see what we have here. Kind of like this brighter green. What is this? Little daisies. Whenever I buy fabric these days, I usually look for a fabric that has a pretty little print. You could also look at clothing that maybe has a pretty little print so that when you cut it into strips or tear it into strips, you've got a little decorative element that you can use. All right, so I'm going to glue this fabric and word together. And then we'll glue this on top of this little heart in the pocket here. So we'll put that right here. Okay, how's that looking? We're getting some bright colors, very eclectic. this was just some scrapbook paper, so I'm going to stick that in here. And then I saw some calico collage cards a minute ago. What'd I do with them? Here's a few. Like, here's a little postcard. And this is just some flowers that Norella has. And then, let's look in here. Oh yeah, I made this. And I've got these. And I've got one of these. Maybe we'll do this one. Okay. Oh yeah, and I've got one of these. I'm trying to decide what I want to use here. Okay. So this is the swirly note card, and I cut a piece of dyed fabric. This is fabric I dyed with Tattered Angels Glimmer Mist. It was a remnant that I picked up a long time ago that's supposed to be for quilt backing, and I just cut it or tore it into some strips, and then I took some mason jars and filled them with water and a little bit of Tattered Angels and then let them soak for a while. This is my new little bird stamp. I forgot the name of it all of a sudden, but got little flowers underneath it, and I just used watercolor pencils to color it, and I just glued those together. So I thought that would be kind of cute in there. And what I did not check to see was how big this piece was. So we may need to make something that will fit in that pocket. Let's see what else I've got here. Is this one? Nope, it's too wide. It won't fit. I thought it might, but I'll find something. I'll find something. Give me a moment. Give me a moment. I may have to cut something. Okay. What else? Oh, here's another technique that I haven't done in a long time. Is I had these file folder pieces, and I have these little tear-off notepads that I got at the dollar store, and I just glued them, and then I just stitched a little bit of fabric over them, but I thought they would be kind of cute because of the different layers. I didn't put any words on here, and I haven't put anything in this one. Oh, I did make some little tags. Oh, that fits in there. And I did see, where did I put them? Where did I put them? Oh no, where are they? Oh, here they are. I made little tiny postcards, so I thought that would be kind of cute in there. And I think we need something else on top of here. Oh, I just saw this little flower. No, that doesn't go. That one's not the one. It is not the one. Oh, but I do have a little dragonfly. You see that on there? I think that looks pretty good. And then let's look at the words again and see if I find one. What, now you blinked? All right, let's see. How about imagine? Do I want to put that? Oh, I think I kind of like that because you can see it a little better with it being over here, huh? So let's glue this down. You like it? You like it? Okay, let's glue this one down. Oops, almost made a mess. And then a little piece of fabric for that guy. I have this purple. Ugh, go in there. Okay. So we've got 3 different patterns of fabric on here. Gotta use it all. And I think I need to make something for this little pocket. Okay, make sure I got it right side up. Smooth that out. Oh, so I missed it. I blinked. I don't know. Is there? Okay, what is going on every Monday? No, just Joe's quick today. Okay. And let's put this right here. So we've got little embellishments. We need something in this little pocket. And I think I saw, well, I do have, this is a piece of a oatmeal box, which I can't buy this brand anymore unless I want it in some goofy canister thing. And I don't like that, so. All right, so if I make this 2¼ inches, that should, in theory, fit inside this little guy. Yeah, so we just need to decorate that. So let me set this over here. And let's grab maybe a different gel print. I'm trying to look to see what I have scrap-wise here. Well, I have this little piece and a book page. What else we have in here? I don't know. Let's do something with this. All right, what I'm going to do, this side is blank, so I'm going to flip this over, and I forgot this is kind of a slicky surface, so sometimes if you have a surface like that, you'll have to either change glue, or in this case, I've got an emery file. I picked these up at the dollar store. Junkie Joe needs more money. Okay. So I'm just roughing that up a little bit so that the glue will stick better to my paper. Come in here. And let's glue this to the edge. Where's my foam folder? And let's get my paper cutter out. And I'm just going to trim off the excess. Okay. Let's go ahead and put some Distress ink around the edge. All right, so we've got a little bit of decoration going on here. I saw this little piece. I think I'm going to cut just a sliver, maybe 1-inch strip. And let's see what other image I have here. Let's add some Distress inks to this edge. Okay, so we'll put that right here. Oh, I haven't used one of these in a while. So maybe this little unicorn image can go on there. What do you think? That kind of gives us a nice little touch to that, doesn't it? Maybe? I think so. I think I'm just going to go ahead and glue these down. So add some glue. Come down just a little bit from the top. Smooth it out. This is where I did some direct to paper. Oh, thank you, Susie, for your donation. Thank you, Julie. I like trying to mix patterns up as much as I can. All right, let's put this right about there, okay? All right, and I think what I do is I'm going to punch a hole in the top. So I'll kind of center it as best I can. And then let's find a different piece of fabric. Why not? Did I use this fabric yet? A little bit, but that's okay. I think I'm going to take a piece of this fabric and poke it through that hole. And cut off. I don't know, I just want to stick out just a little bit. I'm going to quickly go over to the sewing machine. I'll show y'all. Hey Connie, welcome. And I'm just going to stitch right across the top here. So it added that little decorative touch to it. Perfect match. Like it? All right, now computer. Thank you. And we need a word. So let's see what else I have here. I may need to stamp some. My shorter words have been all used up. I have this as my story. Maybe we'll use that one. We'll glue this down. Like it. And I think I want to stamp on the back. I just so happen to have this was leaves and berries, I think. So I'm just going to stamp it on the corner, just so there's a little bit of something there. And I haven't added some distress inks to the back side, so we'll do that real fast. That'll break up that white just a little bit. Okay, I think that one looks pretty good. Hey Cricket, welcome, welcome, welcome. So glad to have you here. Okay. So this guy will fit in that little pocket. What do you think? And then over here, we will put this guy. Now, if I remember correctly, this has a tuck spot, and this is a tuck spot here. So what can we put in there? I tried to make a bunch of different things ahead, but now I'm looking at them and I'm like, yeah, that's not what I want to put there yet. I think, oh, I got one of these from Norella. That'll fit there. And this is one of Norella's too. I think it needs some distress ink added. They're like Polaroid flowers. She has a whole series of them. So what if we put that right there? I kind of glued down the word imagine, so I'm trying to make sure that I can get this guy in there. All right, so this would be one journal page. This is what we did last week, and this is what I did today. And I made this little journal, and it has spots for journal cards. So let's see what we have here. Like here's one of my library cards, and I thought I saw another calico collage card. Here's one. That should fit, I hope. Yeah. Maybe we'll put this one behind it so you can see the more colorful one in the front. There's a long skinny pocket there. Let's see if I had something else that... Oh, here we go. I made these a long time ago. So basically it was just a piece of cardstock that I wrapped a piece of scrapbook paper around it and stitched down the sides, and I just kind of added a little grouping of items. And then these were some more cardstock that I put some fabric across the top, and then that'll slide in here if I can get a hold of it. All right, now. Oh, and there's another pocket right there. So let's find another journal card we can put inside. Oh, how about this? I've got one of these train tickets. Oh, then this was a card that was given to me. It's fabric that's been adhered to, or it's a napkin, but I think it's fabric that's been adhered to a piece of cardstock. And this will go in here. So now we've got that page. See how chunky that is? Now where did you put it? Hey, Cricket, yay! You're not busy on a Monday? Weren't you taking classes or something, I think? Okay. So, here's what we're going to do next. So this is a calendar that was given to me, and I've trimmed it just a little bit. And then I have a piece of wallpaper that I cut to the same size. So my thought was, okay, do I want it to be this way or this way? Or this way. Okay. So what I'm going to do is open this up to the back. And I think my book page is just long enough. It is. So I'm going to put some glue right down between these two. So this is a way you can join a couple of pieces of paper together. And I'll trim off, oopsie, it slid on me. Don't be sliding around. Trim off this excess. Okay. And I need to put some papers on the inside of this, okay? So I'm going to measure, because I've already forgotten, but I think this is about 8 3/4 by 9 1/2. So I've got my paper cutter, and I've got a couple pieces of some scrapbook paper I had here. So if I did this right again, this was 8 3/4. So I'm going to make it 8 3/4 wide and just cut this off. And then I think I said 9 1/2 inches tall. So we're going to go 9 1/2 inches tall. And I'll set these aside. We'll make something out of them another day. Alrighty. I'm going to flip this over. And my thought was is we would glue these on the back side of the calendar and the wallpaper, and that would give us some decorative space to add more pockets to, and it'll also thicken up the other papers. This wallpaper is kind of flimsy. It kind of gives very easily. The calendar was kind of a light cardstock. So I think what I want to do is add some Distress inks to the outside edge here, and then we'll glue these in place. All right, so I think that one's going to go there, and then this one's going to go over here. You love those papers? I just grabbed a scrapbook pad and said, okay, I'm just going to use whatever I come to. All right, let's glue these down. Hello! How are you, Barbie D? All right, so I'm just going to glue down this page to the wallpaper. Okay. So match this up with the edge as best I can. And then use my bone folder to help smooth that out. Okay, and then we'll put this one down on the other side. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So glad you could come hang out with me today. How many of you have been making clusters? Have you been making clusters and have you shared them inside the Friendly Junk Journal People Facebook group event? Love to have you share those. All right, my nose is starting to run. Okay. Come on, line it up, line it up. Okay. I think I got that. So I'm just going to take this and fold it in half. So we have the wallpaper side, and then we have scrapbook paper on the inside, and then we've got the calendar image. So I think what we need to do now, first I need to blow my nose. So give me a moment. Okay. And let's make some pockets to go on this wallpaper. I had a piece of wallpaper left over. I'm thinking maybe, what if we were to cut a piece of this to fit on here? So maybe about 3 inches. Yeah. And what did we say this was? 9? Oh, 8 3/4. So if we made this, let's just make that 8 inches. And we could put that over here. I know we create scraps, but that's okay. All right, so I'm going to add some strips to this piece. I think we're going to have to go to the sewing machine and stitch upon it so that it, you know, matches everything else I've done. Move that out of the way for a moment. I try to put the edge of the glue close to the edge and then slide the paper after I've touched it into that edge, which helps glue that whole thing down. Is that Barb? Is that Barbie? Barb Dingwall? Is that Barbie? I think that's who it is. Otherwise, I have no clue because, you know, I don't know. You have to tell me. Is our Barb from Canada? I know you haven't been on in a while, so I hope you're well. And yeah, Susan, Sally doesn't know who you are. All right, we're gonna go to the sewing machine in a few minutes. So I'm just gonna put that out there. Already got the by Robin. Oh dear. Okay. All right, so that's going to be a pocket across this page. And I think we need to make something to go over here. You know, I've been making some different journals. I just see, okay, so here's some blank journals that I haven't added anything to the outside. And I do have a calico collage image here. What else do I have? And I have these pieces. I wonder if that'll fit. Oh, it would. So what if we were to put that as a side pocket? It's just another gel print. Oh, I have this one that's already done, so I don't have to, let's do this one. So I don't have to sew on it. So let's put that one in here. I think I like that. All right, so let's decorate this portion. How about collect beautiful moments? I think I'll just glue this directly down. This looks like I had started to print some paper and it messed up. So I turned it over and just printed something else on the other side. Okay, I like that. Smooth this out. Okay, and let's go ahead and glue this one down. We'll put it somewhat in the center here. And I can put this in there. Okay, and we're going to add collect beautiful moments. Let's get another piece of, oh, you know what? I got this little scrap of paper here. Wonder if that would be enough. I think that'll work. Why not? It's laying there. Might as well use it. Okay, we're going to go to the sewing machine and sew on the wallpaper pocket. So I can glue that in just a moment. I think I've allowed that glue to dry a little bit. Okay. Put that across here. I like it. So that'll go in there. All right, so let's stitch on this real fast and then we'll figure out what else we're going to add. I understand, so thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here. All right, let's go to the sewing machine. All right, just stitching down. Now sometimes wallpaper, you may have to help feed through because this is vinyl and it may stick to your presser foot a little bit. Today it looks like it's cooperating, so I'm not having to fight with it. I think it's going to look pretty with that wallpaper pattern. Then I'm using a piece from the other page, so you'll have that continuity of using a pattern more than once. All right, so there's that long skinny pocket. All right, and fold this up. And then fold this in. Like so. I think I'll go ahead and just glue this onto the page. Hey Jennifer, we've missed you. Where you been, Ladybug? I know she's been redoing her craft room. I desperately need to redo mine someday. Sigh, but you know, time. All right, let's put this right here. I have other things I'd rather do. All right, we got that in here. I'm kind of liking this. I hope you're liking it too. Trying to see what else I have here that we could stick in the pockets, add to. Oh, here's a little notebook that somebody gave me. Just has some notebook paper, a little piece of cardstock. This looks like a piece of lace and tulle with some embellishments in it. So that would be kind of cute in there. And then this is just a mixed media card that I haven't added anything on top of, but I thought that would be neat in there. Then I've got some journal cards and maybe something bigger. So I've got a larger journal card here that we can put in there. And now I'm thinking, why not get another piece of scrapbook paper? So I've got my pad here. Now this is gonna be thinner paper. Oh, maybe this polka dots would be good. Let's do that one. And I know it's thinner paper, but it's not super thin. I think what I want to do, if I cut this to be, what is that? From here to there, let's do 8 inches. So I'm just going to cut a 4-inch strip off of this basically. Make it 8 inches tall. And fold this in half. This is another way to use up this scrapbook paper that I have an abundance of. And then look at all that pattern that we just added. I'm liking it. I hope you are too. I think I'm going to grab some stamps here. Let's see what we've got. Oh. Cooperate now. Oh, here we go. Let's pick one of those. Alrighty. How about magical? I have a little piece of cardstock here that's in a pink. I think that would be pretty. So get my acrylic block out. Yep. Let's move this out of the way for a moment. I think I'll cut this first. So this is about, so if I did a 2-inch to 1 3/4, let's do 1 3/4. And how big is that? So if we did 3.5 inches, that'd be a good little border. Thank you, Cricket, for your donation. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I've already got the paper here, so I might as well make 2. We'll get some distress ink out. All right, so I'm just doing magical, trying to get that straight as best I can. So you just want to ink up and then press it straight down. Oh, Margie's here! Margie, Margie, Margie! Although she's not in the chat, but thank you for your donation, Margie. Well, you know, Norma, don't fret about it. If you do struggle, you could line out some papers, just make a stack, and you know they go together, or you like those colors, whatever they are, and don't fret about it. I think that's what I'm trying to show you, is that you don't have to think too much about the colors that you're choosing if they're colors that you enjoy. So that kind of makes a little piece there. I think we're around the corners. Where is that corner rounder? Hey, Amanda Dawn, welcome. So glad to have you here. Almost missed you. I'm so glad you're here. I think Julie was saying that you were having computer issues, so we're glad you can stop in. All right, so we got those pieces. My hands get so dirty. I need to clean them again already. All right. So now I've got that piece that I can use somewhere else if I want. So I'm just going to stick that to the side. And what if we were to put this right here? What do you think? Doesn't that turn out pretty cute? Use a little bit. Okay. So this is wallpaper, so I'm going to use some Fabri-Tac glue and glue this down. So I'm just going to put a bead across the bottom and up the side. So it could be a tuck spot if we want to put a little something in there. You know what I haven't done is I haven't really added, whoopsie, sorry about that, an embellishment to this page. I made these a long time ago. I don't know, the brown kind of goes, doesn't it? But I thought in case I didn't like the brown, I've got some acrylic craft paint here. I'm gonna grab a paintbrush and I'm just gonna use what's in the lid and just kind of swipe that on the edge here. My thought was that, you know, I made these a long time ago just to be kind of a generic little embellishment. I have a tutorial on it, and I use this brown cardstock. And today I thought, well, I could take my acrylic paint and touch that to the edge and add a little bit of color to these. Okay, what do I do with my cup of water? There it is. Oh, the cup is dry. All right, so we're gonna close the paint. I need to dry this. I'm gonna grab a scrap of paper. Thank you, Jennifer, for your donation. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Kind of dry that a moment. And while that's drying, I'm getting I have a jug of water I keep in my craft room. So I'm just gonna put a little bit in my cup here to help clean my brush out. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Ah! Okay. Turn this off, put this back up here, clean the brush out. If you like my brush, it's I think they're called unicorn brushes. I don't know, they had these pretty pink colors. I've had them forever. I finally got them out and used them. Okay, I think this isn't dry yet. Okay, I'm set that there for a second, and I think I need another little piece of paper. So well, ooh, I don't know, that may be the wrong colors. I don't know. Maybe a little strip of that. Going through the scraps in my scrap bin. What do we have? What do we have? What do we have? Oh, this is a gel print. I think I like this better. Maybe I'll do it from this end. I think I like it. All right, so I'm going to cut this. And then that's going to go right there. So we're just adding a little embellishment to the page. So add some distress inks and glue it down. Okay. So we're getting the inside decorated. Now I need to figure out what to put on the other side. All right, so let's glue this right here. And that's an acrylic. So I'm going to take my Fabri-Tac paint or glue. I'm looking at the paint on the back of this. And I'm just going to glue this down. And put that right here. I won't do it today, but I think I'm going to go around this with some distress inks, which I think will help kind of define that page a little bit. And I think we need a sentiment of some kind. How about be yourself? It was stamped on a piece of craft cardstock. I think I like that. And I don't know that it needs the fabric too. I think just the stamp would be good. You're working on your swap projects or swaps? Gorilla? Uh-oh. I'm sorry, Barb. All right, let's put be yourself. Okay, I like that. I like the color variations and all of that. Oh, here we go. This is one of Norella's little postcards. I think that looks good there. Now, I haven't put really any embellishment on this side. It's kind of plain at the moment. What if, let's see what I have here. I've got another one of these little envelopes. Do we want something like that? Just for the layered effect? I think that would look all right. All right, so I'm going to use the Fabri-Tac glue. And we're just going to glue down here and here. And then line this up, maybe right about there. Wipe away the excess glue. This may be too tall, but I don't know. It kind of, this was some scrapbook paper that looks like coloring book pages, scrapbook cardstock, and I made some Tattered Angels sprayed papers, just mop-up papers, and just folded this over. So this was 2.5 inches wide by 6 inches tall, and folded over 1/2 inch, and then zigzag stitched. So that can go there. And I saw got some of Norella's little digitals. Maybe that would be kind of pretty stuck on there. I'll glue this one down. Put that right here. And what else could we use? I have this little label that says Explore. I'll use that one today. I'm trying to use up a lot of this stuff that I've made. All right, we'll add this one. Right here. I feel like I need one more something. Would that fit? Nope, that's too wide. Oh, but this one might. I kind of like that, just the different layers. So while we didn't put anything really big on here, we could add behind here another, say, scrapbook paper if we want. I may do that. Maybe I'll look at my scrapbook cardstock. I just saw some. Where did I see that? Do I want a craft color? No, because this is already craft colored. So, maybe this pad. I think I've almost used up, well, this is scrapbook paper, not cardstock. But I kind of like this one. All right, put this down here. So let's see. If I were to make, even if it was 6 inches, and this needs to be, so we made it 6 inches. So I'm just going to cut this in half and make 2. And later, if I want to, I can add more paper to this. But see how that kind of adds just another layer on our page. Oh, we're going to do the wishing well again. Perfect. All right, I'm liking that. All right, so I'm going to fold this over. And I haven't put anything on this side. I don't plan to put anything on this side unless I add a sentiment or something, but I think for now I'm just going to leave it. And you can feel how nice and thick and chunky this is. So we need some kind of pocket over here so we can add some more writing space that we can pull out. I saw some more pocket pieces. Like I have this one. Oh, look at that. I think I like that. Oh, and I have found this. This is an envelope that was given to me, but it could go this way. And maybe this one will come down. Okay. What else do we have? I have this journal card. If I put it down, although it looks kind of plain, but what if I have this thing? I think we could do something like that. I think we'll do something like that. Maybe I'll put this one in here. All right, let's glue these down. So I'm going to start with this one. This is another gel print that I made into a pocket. And since I'm gluing onto wallpaper, that vinyl wallpaper, I'm using Fabri-Tac glue. Okay. Just put this back on for a moment, and then I'm going to come down in the corner here, glue that into place. Okay, and then this one, I know I want to put it down far enough so that this doesn't stick out the top. So I'm just going to use that as a guide. And again, add some glue to the tab, and we'll glue this one down. Okay. All right, so right about there. And I think we could get away with adding one more pocket, a small pocket. So if this was there and this was here, what if we were to add one more little pocket here? Let's see what I have. This is one of Norella's pocket pieces. It's kind of bland. I think that one's too big. Thank you, Barb. You got it. You were able to donate. Thank you, lady. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We might use that. Oh, what else could I use? I had this little piece. So if we were to put that over here, maybe I wouldn't use that one because it's too deep. But I think I might make this smaller. Let me see what else I have here. Yeah, I think I'm just going to make this one smaller. Maybe, okay, it's currently 4. Let's make it 2 3/4. 2 3/4. So if we were to put that here, that would make a cute little pocket. So I'm just adding some distress inks to the edge. And since it's a book page, I've got another book page here. So I'm just going to glue this. And then we'll go to the sewing machine and I'll stitch around it. So I'll line this up. And trim it off. You got a spoiled kitty. He'll jump. He wants to be there with you. Wants your attention always. All right, so I'm folding over that top and I'll glue it down. Press that into place. Cut this out cattywampus. All right, so we're gonna go to the sewing machine in just a moment and stitch on that. So while we're waiting on that glue to dry, I'm just adding a few things to these pockets. This is a piece of cardstock. I think that looks good there. And I saw a shorter card. Here we go. So this is just another piece of cardstock that I had in my stash that I thought would look good there. And we're going to need something to put in that pocket. So if I put it down low enough, that will fit in there. So I'm going to leave that right here for a moment. Looks like I have it upside down. Okay. Okay, let's go to the sewing machine. I'm going to stitch around this piece. You need him so bad. He's a cute kitty. Cute, cute kitty. All right, I'm just going to stitch around here. Okay. If y'all haven't entered the raffle, go ahead and do so now. We'll give away these little keychains. Okay. It's funny because I knew it was coming, Robin. All right, so I'm going to fold this piece up. Y'all enter the raffle if you haven't already. I'm going to give away these keychains. Okay. I think what I want to do is move this out of the way for a moment. And I want to put this to where when I put it down, it's high enough that it allows me to keep that on top of there. I think I like that. Okay, so I'm going to add some glue to it. Aw, you may be time to save some money up and get you a new computer. Henry bought me one. Oh, man, it's almost been be a year in like August. I don't remember if he bought it in July or August. That new technology. All right, so I'm going to use the card as a guide. And I don't want it to accidentally glue the card to the page, so I'll just take it out and smooth that out. Okay, y'all into the raffle? You ready? Okay. Let's see who the winner. Okay, what do I do with them? Oh, there they are. We're going to give away these two. I'm just going to pick two winners, and you're going to get what you get. All right. So the first winner to get a keychain is Lori Merchant. Congratulations. You get one of these keychains. And then I'm going to pick another winner. Sheila, you've won another. And I have mailed out a few prizes, and I'll be mailing more out this week. It takes me a lot of time. Okay, now let me see. I need a prize. Oh, okay. Here's what we're going to do. I am going to give away, I've got these little mini journals. So I'll say giveaway is, you're very welcome. We're going to do mini. This will be the last raffle. Mini. All right. So I'll have these little journals, and I'll pick a winner at the end. They're just small, little simple journals that you can use in like a journal like I'm making today. So y'all are into the raffle. All right, so this one's going to go in here. We haven't added any embellishment on top of, and I did stamp a few things. So let's see what we have. I have this little flower. Maybe that would be pretty right there. And I have some of these butterflies. Let me see if I find one. Maybe that one? I don't know. Maybe that would be good. And let's look at some little bitty flowers. Kind of like that. I think I like just adding little bits, if you will. I think we need a little something with this one. I've got, I don't know, does it need the little piece of wallpaper behind there? Or just put it direct? I think maybe direct would be okay. Let's look at some words. How about, I've got the word journal. That could go here, and we could put it like that. I think I like that. And how about believe in yourself? And that is find a passion. I think that'll look good. All right, let's glue these down. I may add some fabric. We'll see here in just a moment. Okay. Thank y'all for hanging out with me. I hope that you're inspired to dig through your supplies and make a little something. Okay, what color? I think I want this one. Try to use up some things you may already have. Glue this down onto the fabric. Okay. Maybe like that. I like it. All right, so let's glue this one down, and then we'll glue the flower over the top of it. This is from the Journal Quartet 2. Oops. That was not stuck down yet. All right, let's glue this. I stamped on some scrap paper and watercolored this little flower, little daisy. Okay, I like that. All right, let's glue this one down onto the pocket. I don't think it needs fabric with this one. I think I like to be able to see more of the paper behind it. So we'll just do it like this. Okay. And we need something here. I've got, this is one of Norella's little Polaroid image. I think I like just adding that on here. So I'm going to glue this down. Maybe we'll stamp direct on top of here. So maybe, would this one fit? It will. On this day, try to get this lined up. Okay. Slide over here, out of the way. All right, we'll stamp that right here. I like it. I may have wobbled the stamp a little bit, but it's okay. How's that? Kind of giving us some pretty colors. We'll stick this one in here. This is just a plain piece of cardstock. Maybe we'll add something to it, or I've got, you know what? I've changed my mind. I've got one of these cards that I made. And that was just a mop-up paper in the background, cardstock, stenciled, a piece of music, a gel print, one of Norella's images. Let me put that in the front. Okay, I like that. Lots and lots of layers. Okay, and then this side. I think I'll just leave that one. Now this I just noticed kind of moved around on me. So maybe an altered paper clip is in order. Let's see what I've got, if I can find one that would fit the needs here. Maybe if I paper clip a few things together, maybe then it wouldn't, yeah. So that's just kind of helping to hold a couple things in place so they don't shift. And I think I may put this one back here for now because it's sticking out. I may need to, all those layers and being wet with Tattered Angels made it curl a little bit, but I don't know. I don't know if I like it in the front or the back. I think I like it in the front. So what do you think? Using the wallpaper, gel prints, some random pieces that I had in my stash. I'm looking around to see if I can find another thingy. I'll have one of these cards, but I don't think it's, yeah, it's too big. Too big. This is a telephone, something. It fits in here, but I don't know if it's too tall. Nope, that'll fit. So we get lots of variety in here. Like it? I like it. I think this needs some Distress inks on it. Let's find my little bling holder. Ugh. All right, there we go. using up that scrapbook paper. Well, now I've got basically 3 kind of pages designed for my journal. We finished this one today. So we have this one. Lots of busy going on. And I'm thinking what I'm going to do, I may switch it around, but I'm going to alternate them back and forth, until I have the whole stack. Like this one would go back here. Man, I may not even put all 15 in here. Because look how thick that is already. And then I've still got these 2. And I need to make 2 more of each of those. I may end up just finishing out the other pages. So my idea was this, I would stack them, bind them all together, and then you'll be able to flip through each page and have all of these tuck spots and whatnot, and then basically it would repeat itself with the next grouping of pages. Now it's going to be a huge journal, Barb. It's going to be huge. What do you think? You like it? Oh, congratulations, Sheila. I'll get you your coupon code sent out. So I think this is going to be really good. I'm liking it. I think I want to add some distress inks to the edges of this page. Lori, I didn't get it sent out. I apologize. I'll be doing that tomorrow. I was trying to go through all my notes the other day and I kept getting interrupted, so I forgot to get yours sent out. So I apologize. I'll work on that tomorrow. Thank you. Okay. Okay, I like that. Just adding that little bit of distress inks. I don't know, it just makes a difference to me. I like it. All right, well then that's what I'm going to do is keep working on this. Let's move this over here. And I've got another, here's another image. And here's my wallpaper. So I'm just going to get out my paper cutter here. It's bigger than my paper cutter, but I'm going to make it work. All right, so this was 8 3/4. I know it didn't cut all the way to the edge, but that's okay. Put that over here. And then rotate this around. I want it to be 9 1/2. So now I've got this piece of wallpaper and this calendar page. And let's look at my scrapbook paper again. What can we use this time? Let's see what's on this one. I don't know, I kind of like that paper, but ooh, what about this one? That'll make a good background paper that we can add stuff to. And, you know, I don't really care for this one, but it kind of matches the theme of the chairs, in my thought, anyway. And we're going to add pockets to it later, anyway. I will pick because I said so, yeah. Oh, dear. All right, so let's go back to here. So that was 8. It lined up here. 8 3/4, pretty much. Again, we made some more little scraps. That paper pad, that is it's from Kirby Tisdale. It's a Paper Studios. I don't know if it's one they still carry or not. I've had it for a really long time. They may have discontinued it because that's usually how it goes, right? Okay. We'll get these all set together. All right, so last time I put the calendar in the back, so this time I'm going to put it in the front. So I'll find my strip of paper here. I have one long enough, yes, and we'll glue this down. One you don't have, oh my goodness. Okay, just add some glue. I'm just butting these up to each other and then lining it up. Smooth that out. And I'll cut off the excess. Hobby Lobby paper. I usually bought them whenever they put them on 50% off. Okay. So now we have these 2 pages that we'll glue down. I think I'll add some distress edges to this inside edge anyway, in case it can be seen. And I can add to the rest of it after I glue it down. All right, let's glue this down. You know what I haven't done is I haven't made another journal, and I've got some more journal pieces over here, so I'm gonna have to get some of those out. Okay. There. Adding the glue to glue it down. Hey, Rhonda. Well, hope the game goes well. Thanks for stopping in. I know you're a busy, busy lady. Most all of you are busy, busy people. Okay. And fold this over. Okay. I think I got this a little crooked across the top here, but I think I won't mess with it today. But we've got a little bit on here. May need to add a little bit more glue. Get that to lay down. Okay. You need to get to Hobby Lobby. You need stuff. All right, so here's a journal I've kind of started. So here's what I've got. This was a page from a page swap that I was in. So I just added that. This is just a piece of cardstock. It's not very thick. It's just a simple cardstock. And then this is a mop-up page. And then this is a page of coffee dyed paper. So there's 3 pages in here. Do I want more? I think that's good enough. I'm going to line these up. Get I got a paper clip and a clippy clip. I'm going to add a little bit of distress ink down this front. I haven't embellished the front yet, so I'm just going to stitch these together. So I'm lining that up. All I did was whatever size the journal page from the swap was, I just made a cover just a little bit bigger than that. I was trying to figure out ways to use those pages, and this is what I came up with. All right, so I'm just going to stitch on top of here. Thanks, Lori, for coming in. So I'm going to take my machine to a straight stitch, and I'm going to line up the edge here. Don't want that. Okay, and then I'm just going to stitch in the ditch, so to speak, a few times. So for those of you that don't like to do the hand binding, this is another way. And I'm just stitching a few stitches here and there. So I just stitched a couple of spots. And if you look, it's in the middle there. And I'll just take off my clips that were holding it together. Plugged it. I have to. Okay. We can't hear you. Can you hear me now? Did it work? Nope, it did not work. Not gone again. Oh my gosh. Where did it? Well, may have to. That's better. I hear still the same. There you go. Okay, now you hear me? Whew, okay. She's back. I pulled the cord out. Okay, so this is 5 inches, 5.5 inches. So if I do, yeah, 5 1/4. All right. And then how tall was this? This is, so we'll do 8 1/4. All right, we're back. Okay, I think I like that. And then this, ooh, I think I want this side. So I want to come to 5 inches and 8 inches. So what if we were to, nope, that's not enough. I need a bigger, so let's cut this down some more. 4 3/4. It's okay now. Okay, good. Oh, somebody's sending me a message. Okay, that was you, Robin. Oh my goodness. Technology, don't we just love it? Okay, so if I put that on there, and then if we make a pocket for that to sit in, what do you think? Nice and bright colors. Let's add some distress inks. Okay, well, it's already 6 o'clock, so it's about time for me to get off of here. I think what I'm going to do is layer this together and stitch the 2 pieces together, and then I'll glue them to the front of my journal cover. I may look to see if I have another image that I can add. Might as well just layer it up. Okay. Let's see what I have in here. If I have something that I may need to print some more things. I've got these. I feel like they need something else though, because they blend too much, maybe. Maybe if we put, let's do something like that, where we add just another layer. We're probably doing this again next week, just because I've got so much that I want to put in this journal that it's just taking my time to get her done. Right about there. I kind of like that. Adding the layers. Never ending journal, exactly. I don't know, I may end up doing it one more week. I don't know. I'm hoping I can get it done this week. But it all depends upon work. All right, I'm going to glue this together. And I'll glue this two together. Oh my goodness, Jennifer, you got to refresh. Don't be so behind. All right, so this piece we're going to put on top of here. I'll move this out of the way for a moment so I can squish it out. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stitch around this outside edge, and I'll stitch around this piece, and then maybe we'll do I can add a word phrase or something on top of it. Jennifer's a time traveler. Kind of like that. And then this will go on top of here. And then I'll make a pocket, which I had a piece left over from the wallpaper again, so we can do another wallpaper pocket if we want. Do we want on this side? I think I want on this side this time. Kind of like that. You like it? All right, let's pick a winner of these mini journals. Let me get this out of the way. So you can tell me which one you want. You want the lady? You want the flowers? You want the bugs? I think that's right. I don't think I owe these to people. I think I already put them away. If I have to make more, I'll have to make more. So, I hope you enjoyed today. I hope that you're inspired to create your own fun, eclectic journal. And we'll see about next week. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. I'm trying to use up a lot of this stuff that I have, and I've got some journal cards I made. I've got some little hearts, of course, that I cut out with y'all today. I made some little tags so I could tuck those into spots. And I've got pieces I've cut for pockets, so I'll be able to use those as well. So this is going to be fun when it's all starting to come together as I use up all these bits. No more bucks for the Mrs. Edmondson. Good, woo, woo, woo. All right, let's pick the winner today. Tell me which one you want. And I'm going to get off here and have some dinner with my husband and relax for a little bit. Again, I want to thank each and every one of you for being here today. All right, let's see who wins. Lori Merchant. Congratulations, Lori. Let me know which one you would like. I don't know if she had to leave. I can't remember if she had to leave. I know there was a couple people who had to leave. So let's see. Next week, we may continue this. I don't know. I'll see what I can get done. And then I've got to figure out how I'm going to bind them all together. So I've got to do some reading about how to do the single page binding method. So this will be fun. Okay, I'll pick one for her. Thank you, Robin. All righty. Well, I'm going to get off here. Y'all have an amazing week. Thank you so very much for hanging out with me today. Do check out Calico Collage's website for a lot of the images that I showed you today. Of course, you can check out my website for some of the stencils and rubber stamp images that you've kind of seen in all the projects today. Thank you again. Hope you have an amazing week. Do something creative, do something fun, and share a little kindness in this world. You never know what a big difference it can make if you're just kind to one person. It may just kind of trickle on out and spread like wildfire. All right, everybody, y'all have an amazing week. Lots of love to each and every one of you. Bye, everybody.